Hello, hello, hello.
Gonna start
Hello,
recording
hello,
there
hello.
for the bites.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah! Fucking scared. Sorry, wait, I shouldn't have cursed.
No, that's fine. I say peace a lot. I say fuck. And
Whoa.
curse. Yeah, I say fuck. Unfortunately, yeah,
Whoa,
that's very
crazy.
controversial. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think that we were doing that.
You're a little salty. Hi.
Hello.
Here's Gomita sleeping, my little slime companion in my Cintiq tablet. Love my little... I'm not a huge VTuber. I don't put a lot of my VTuber as much as I'm embarrassed to admit. Like, people get their VTubers to do a bunch of crazy stuff. But also, my friend who I asked and I was willing, I'm going to pay you. Do not resist. I'm going to pay for your services. And they didn't even let me pay full price because you're my friend. So I just let them do like very basic stuff. If you try to do something very detailed, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, okay. I could get killed, yeah.
Not necessarily you. I was talking about the person who was doing my rigging. But if you want to do my rigging and you want to be killed, you're welcome. If you want to get killed, call to this number right on the screen right now.
My god.
My hand always goes to the phantom mouse that I didn't put, that I had to disconnect because of... Hello, Japan Weave Girl.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hello.
Sorry.
I was distracted because I was getting a message from a friend because I announced today I left Jojo.
Oh.
Yeah, because everybody knows I worked with Jojo this entire time.
You've been working with Jojo and you've been putting them on the video, on their logo, all the goddamn time. Like, wow, that must have been really, really hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. But you know, I'm working with it. I'm working on it. You know.
Yeah, it is.
How are you today?
Me?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I've been just making... I have a lot of shit to do in animation wise. I hate it and I love it because... But I feel I'm still not getting paid enough because I hate when... Oh, I run out of the necessities that I need for like washing my body in the shower. Then I go buy them and then $100 go by. Just buying necessities. How dare I have a decent hygiene?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me share with you. I should have done this a while ago, and I'm ashamed for that. Just gonna share with you my screen.
Let me take a look. Okay, I see. The 24 karat Labubu.
Yeah, here's the 24 karat Labubu Salty Decadent, the one and only, owned by me.
Yeah. I'd be gold.
So.
Yes.
Eat it. No, I don't want to eat it. If it was caramel,
no,
maybe.
don't eat it. Don't start with that.
I'm sorry. I was also so out of it when people started posting about that shit. Like what?
Yeah, literally, I'm so deep into sarcasm and bits on my Twitter that sometimes people don't know when I'm joking.
Yeah. I think the only times that I do that is when I'm very clearly being sarcastic. But yeah, I don't know how you can get off with that. I still want to grab the mouse that does not exist from my new desk. Ah! Strap into the fireworks.
Oh, is this Jojo?
Yeah, this is Joel Arroyo. This is my old ass OC that I drew.
Oh my god.
This is my old OC of Jojo. I haven't drawn him ever. I always had a faint idea of how he looked at in my mind, and I just was like, okay, yeah, sure. Why the hell not? I will draw him. So.
Oh
Here.
my god.
So yeah, and I prepared a file with lots and lots of art of when I used to draw Jojo nonstop. Lots of sheepy art, some Mickey Taka.
Oh my god. Base department! Holy shit.
Holy, yeah, that art is awesome. Thank you so much.
God, I love Miki Taka, so I get it.
Yeah, I do love him so much. And I believe this is one of the oldest one. Him with booty shorts and then as a crop top.
Hell yeah.
And also Diego Brando
Flag.
that I made with wash for a class.
Ooh. I dig this a lot. Sorry. Ooh. I went to sleep late last night.
That's okay. You can yawn at my art because it's boring as fuck.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry. I go into self-deprecating so quickly.
No, you can self-deprecate in other ways, just not about your beautiful art.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. 15 minutes in, and I'm just gonna spill the beans. Hello,
okay,
everybody.
The beans are being spilled.
The beans are being spilled. Hi, I'm Paola Rivas, aka Kaola Rivas, and I'm an artist, an animator based in Portugal. I'm Venezuelan. I've been living in Portugal for 10 years, and currently, as you can see in the bar below of the stream, I have currently I'm begging to the internet so they can give me money so that I can keep on studying my last semester of animation next year. So hopefully this is what this was the main reason of why I started doing these art stream ateliers, and Salty, Alex, Mar, and Steel were so kind to lend a bit of their time just to be here, accompany me, and also share thoughts about art and just have an overall chill time. So yeah, if you have the means, you can put in chat !coffee, and my coffee bot should lead you a link to my coffee page. And if you want a little trinket, besides that, I have merch that might be of your interest if you're into Dragon Quest or any other stuff like that. Go check that out. So yeah. Salty, my dearest, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So I want to draw your attention from the stream right now. And to the stream right now, I mean. I want you to go to the Twitch page, and I want you to...
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself for the next 3 minutes, and I'm going to make a little introduction for you, so you don't even need to present yourself. I made that for you because you're my special little guest, my special little guy.
Okay, let me open up the stream. Okay, I got it.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself right now.
Idea what I'm supposed to do with this information, but the cover for Manga in Theory and Practice heavily references a Brazilian flag. Yeah. The design of the flag, featuring a large star on a handle, surrounded by...
Following up with this clip from Salty's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Iceberg Part 4, I wanted to add my little point of view and research. Yes, the cover art of the book Manga in Theory and Practice, The Craft of Creating Manga by Hirohiko Araki, features what is called in Brazil as Brasão da República, which is the coat of arms of Brazil. This crest has illustrative representations of a shield with 20 silver stars, with an inner design with 5 additional stars forming the constellation of Cruzeiro do Sul, which forms the Latin Christian cross. Beneath the shield we can see a sword, the golden handle of which is decorated with yet another silver star in the center. From its sides, we can see 2 different plants forming the outer crest, forming what could be a reference to the Roman laurel wreath, a symbol of the champions of the Colosseum and important figures within Italian history. Instead of laurel, we have one side which represents the coffee bean branches, and on the other, the tobacco flower. Even though we can all agree on its clear similarities, and we can assume Araki used it as reference for the cover, we can also use our big brains to analyze the subtle changes he used in his version and why. For example, on both sides of the crest in the cover, we can see only the coffee bean branch used, with some subtle alterations. As an artist myself and many others who need to be caffeinated to work under certain conditions, such as releasing manga chapters under a deadline, I believe that effort and energy are needed to follow the golden path of creating manga. The star and shield of the inner side of the crest remains almost unchanged, only simplified to present the title of the book and draw the eyes directly to the center. Then our eyes will most likely move down to read the rest amongst its composition. The sword also remains unchanged, simplified except for the silver star in the middle of the sword's handle. Araki incorporates numerous stars into his creations, so he deliberately kept them as a symbol or signature of the examples he will most likely use in his book. Could this be a stretch? Maybe, but Araki uses design and symbols to tell a story within his characters and backgrounds a lot, and a book where he wants to guide you to victory and aid you in your artistic journey, this won't be completely unbelievable. As I mentioned before, the wreath of laurel represents icons of importance such as people, historic moments, important pieces of knowledge, and so on. Even if it was initially used to show off that you survived into the Colosseum's trials and you're the winner, this sort of symbolic and culture-changing iconography is something that Araki would follow in his work, because the change they brought is still used to this day in the composition of artwork and symbols, like, for example, the golden ratio. Also here is Salty as my guest. Round of applause, everyone. Yay!
Hello?
I don't know. Sorry, I'm still watching. I just got owned, as they say.
No, that wasn't owned. It was just me being a nerd about art history.
No, you're allowed to be. It was good. I really liked that a lot. I eventually when I go back, because I plan to go back and make corrections and additions to the iceberg videos when we get closer to the part 7 anime coming out. I need to make sure to mention that sort of stuff because that was a section I wanted to elaborate on a little bit.
I mean, you covered a lot of shit on your iceberg.
Yeah.
So I do not blame you for glossing over like not really as important things, but it is stuff that is very niche, and I really appreciate as someone who studied art history. So yeah, basically.
Listen, if you just want to guest on that part and just recycle that, please. Less writing for me is always better.
Yeah, I can hand you the document if you want. You can you can re-upload it at all. I just use my little knowledge and something used research. I did not ask any type of stupid little AI to do my stuff because I'm
good, yeah. I was gonna say, like, you could, if you just want to guest on that part and hop in, by all means.
I would love to. I will.
I mean, you already got a really good segment right there, so like. Oh my god, researching for that iceberg was such a, I wasn't even the only person writing on it, and it was like so long. It was just such a long process in between other stuff, and I think if I just focused on that and not other projects, I probably would have been able to get it done pretty fast. But I need money, so.
Yeah, you need Rouge says things. And not everyone will be into JoJo's niche little things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad you liked it. I was like, maybe this is too much, like, because part of art history and something that I really have a gripe with how a lot of people treat analogies and iconography and whatsoever in media is that but if they don't say it straight to my face, if it's only like meant to the design, then it's not official. And then me with an art degree and an art history background, I am fuming.
Oh my gosh.
That is literally one of the little bit of things like, oh, that's not really important. Yes, it is! Yes, it is important!
No, I get it.
But yeah, I'm also the girly who recently went on a trip to Zamora, which is a very old city in Spain, and I will scream like, I recognize this type of architecture.
I mean, I can appreciate some good building architecture.
Like, there's something like, yeah, the Eiffel Tower, seen it, been it. But something about these rocks have so much history you don't even know.
I'm the type that I'm not really religious, but I see like what's it called? A church, and I just dig the architecture. I love the stained windows that they sometimes use and stuff.
That started in the Gothic style for the 16th century.
Yeah.
It's
fucking cool.
Yeah. Love the passion. Thank you. I'm very passionate about it. I was the type of person who was seeing memes, so, oh, this is like a Renaissance picture, and no, this is clearly a Rococo painting. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I'm very niche about these things, and I get so passionate. It's either architecture, coffee, or slimes from Dragon Quest. That one has been really recent too. I love Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest rules. I really need to get more into it. soon. I want to play the HD 2D remake for 3.
You haven't played it?
No, I haven't. I have a lot on my backlog. I actually haven't played the original 3 either. I played 1 and 2 like a year or 2 ago. But I got a little bit burnt out, so I didn't do 3 yet. But I figure, hey, HD 2D remake of 3 looks gorgeous.
It is so fucking gorgeous. Like, me in the first few minutes of the game was me just staring at the screen, but how beautiful pixel art can be.
Oh yeah, pixel art is like... It's very interesting because I know that pixel art was an art style that was created out of necessity for just how consoles used to work. And I'm a little bit mixed on it sometimes because I think original pixel art is made to be viewed on a CRT.
Yeah.
But like modern pixel art is almost never viewed on a CRT. So it's almost like nostalgia for an art style that technically doesn't exist.
But it works, and it's so...
But it does work. I like it. I mean, I'm a Delta and an Undertale fan. Of course I love pixel art.
Of course. And I really appreciate that with pixel art you can also be a little bit ambiguous with the designs, especially when...
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so many takes on the designs of for Susie, for Ralsei, for it to be limited pixel art.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a fun thing to see other artists having their own take on the characters, just because...
Yeah, the limited aspects of pixel art really breed creativity in a fan base.
Absolutely. I still live in Germany, and you wouldn't believe how many cathedrals I'll see touring Europe. Newfound respect for that stuff. If I went to Saarbrücken because my auntie lives there now. I went to visit it a couple of years back, and they have one of the most iconic cathedrals of the Rococo style. I almost cried.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was that gorgeous, huh?
Because I'm really passionate about it, that it also adds to the mix. But I remember I went to Madrid and with my aunt, another aunt. I have many aunts and uncles around Europe because we're immigrant. We're everywhere. We're immigrants. Get over it. So I was able to visit the Royal Palace in Madrid, and my God, I was studying this in my classes and seeing the thing in real life. It literally brought tears to my eyes. It is such...
That must have ruled.
It fucking rules. And also seeing full wares of armor worn by the knights and also the royalty is so cool.
Hell yeah. I've never gotten to see that yet. I hope that I can see it before I die.
If you ever go to Spain, let me know, because I'm just... I can just give you like a little hint on how to get to the castle without...
A hint?
Yeah, a little hint.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's fun. I just really love to gush about art and how passionate, and even seeing stuff that is in quote-unquote perfect, like the oldest churches, just seeing a little crooked rocks, like a human made that, and I'm here seeing that human passed thousands of years ago, and it's still here somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then many of other people are watching it. makes me emotional. Anyway, do you want to talk about Jojo instead of being super fucking emotional about me?
Sure.
So as you're seeing, this was basically I talked with Salty a little bit the other day. We were trying to arrange the day of the stream, and realized that we both had like this idea in mind of like Eyes of Heaven-esque movie about all the JoJos meeting up somehow in a movie. And that was really fun, and that was basically the reason why I created this OC, because each movie you gotta add your own original characters. And yeah, but man, yeah. I will kill for a movie, JoJo movie. I would love to see Part 7 animated. I pray for those animators who have to animate so many horses. It sucks.
Sorry, I just switched over to my PC.
Whoa.
So interesting that the people who are working on the Part 7 anime are actually a lot of the same people that worked on the Part 5 anime, which gets me very excited production-wise, because Part 5, I think, was the best animated of the bunch.
Yeah, and hopefully
so we'll see how that shakes out.
And hopefully they learned their lesson that they should release things weekly and not all in one go like they did with Part 6.
Yeah, you see, that really sucks because that's like a Netflix thing, which is a big problem. That made me so freaking sad.
Like, I remember being excited. I think I have it here. Hold on. It's not this one. I made this piece of art when the Part 6 anime got announced.
Yeah.
And I was really excited, but I really wasn't expecting them to do them so dirty. Of course, I was so super excited to see my girl Jolene, Hermes, Foo Fighters, and all those beautiful characters that I fell in love in the manga. But I don't know. The animation is great, but even now, I still haven't finished the anime.
Yeah, I mean, the whole release schedule is very... It was just very bad, and you could tell that it was like a Netflix mandated thing. Netflix really screwed over JoJo. Like, it used to be such a powerhouse, but now it's just like Part 6 really kind of hampered a lot of people's enjoyment because of how it was released.
Yeah, like, it was really, really active within the fandoms, and you will see them zines being made left and right of other amazing projects regarding the characters. Of course, we still see memes and other stuff like that, but yeah, the overall...
It's just like, that whole release was horrible. And I had people telling me, like, actually, it's a good thing because it's easier on the animators. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's not how that works.
That's not how animation works.
That's literally not how animation works.
Do you think animators animate the entire thing the week is released?
Yeah, like, what are we talking about? But yeah, no, I just remember when Part 6 first came out, and then an entire year passed, we got the second batch of episodes, and we were like, oh, an entire year? And they only advertised it a week before release?
Yeah.
That's not good. And then, like, a month passed, and then we got the final batch, and it was like, wait a second. You released this, waited a year, released the second batch, and then released the third batch immediately after? What the hell? You did not pace this out properly at all.
Just because it's fun. They were screwing a little bit and said, "What if we did this? It would be so funny." I know it will be so funny to ruin an entire fan base of beloved fans, an adaptation that we're eagerly awaiting for over 2 years.
Yeah, it started releasing on the first batch released on December 1st, 2021, and the final batch released a full year later.
I know, it's really sucked.
Actually, no, that it's even worse. So the first batch released on December 1st, the second batch released in January of the next year. Or no, I'm getting that wrong.
Okay.
I'm definitely getting that wrong.
Check your facts. Check your facts.
I'm checking my facts.
Do a little something called research.
Okay, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, the first batch released on December 1st, 2021. Then, almost a full year later, the second batch released on September 1st, 2022.
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, the final batch released. So there was an entire year gap between the first batch and the second batch.
With no marketing.
With no marketing at all. Like, they barely marketed it. When it ended up getting released, I remember when the second batch got released, there was barely any marketing. They literally started marketing it the week before it released, which is insane. And I just know, like you said, you didn't even get to finish the Part 6 anime because you were probably just disinterested because of how bad the release was. I really hope we go back to weekly. I can't do this again.
Yeah, it was really an unfortunate thing that maybe had to happen to people to realize, hey, maybe just releasing a bunch of stuff at once is not really a good idea, and it destroys the enjoyment of media. Because at this point that you're just releasing stuff to get stuff out there instead of telling stories. That's how it began. So yeah, I really have a grudge against that.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry, I get it. I really do. Stuff makes me angry.
I get so angry I don't even watch Stone Ocean anymore. But I did buy a couple of volumes of Jojo, and really looking forward to read that when I have the time.
Oh yeah, Jojo, it has its ups and downs, but I think overall it's a very good part. And whenever it gets animated, which we all know it will eventually, at this point, it I think will be lauded as one of the best arcs of the entire series.
Ooh.
Not only on like art, obviously, I think art style wise it is like really insanely good. But also its story has a couple of issues, but like once those can get ironed out pretty easily in an animated version.
Yeah, nothing is necessarily perfect. Like just
yeah. Like there are some decisions that the anime has made that have vastly improved my enjoyment of previous parts. Even just little scenes and additions that like really flesh things out a little bit more.
Yeah, wasn't the entire Fugo flashback an anime thing only?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. It was such a good thing to flesh out one of the main characters that were going to do a main thing later in the story. But yeah. Also, hello Haspian, welcome to the stream.
Welcome. But yeah, the Fugo flashback added a lot. I'm a little bit sad because apparently it kind of retconned some stuff from the light novel. That also came out about Fugo, but what can you do?
Yeah, I remember listening to like someone reading the Hupe07, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I remember hearing him, so I know the story a little bit. It's been a while, so I don't remember it perfectly. It's solid. It's a solid story. but yeah, it's not perfect by itself, and it does crash a little bit with the background that they give him in the anime. But if you treat it as his own thing, it's good. It's enjoyable.
So who's your favorite character? Was it Mikitaka? Based off of your art?
Yeah, I don't know why, but Mikitaka took over my brain, and I did all of this. I did comics of how it will be. I made various designs. I made even a design of him if he were to appear in part 6 that I would love to redesign later on this stream.
If there's something I can really appreciate about Araki's work is how quickly dude will make characters that are so enjoyable to read and watch, and then immediately stop using them.
Yeah, the last time...
It feels like he's always making new concepts and characters so fast, and then they just kind of get pushed to the side immediately. And I feel like there's so many concepts he's brewed up that could be, like, used for entire series and stuff like that, if he really wanted to.
Yeah. As a creative, I do not know how Araki gets to be able to just get away with just not using characters. When I create characters, those are my babies. Those are mine. I can't stop thinking about them. And to think that at some point I'm gonna stop using them, that requires a lot of thinking and consideration on my part. Even when I did my own webcomic a couple years ago, I had to cancel it because of personal issues, and because I was really burnt out, and then I could not, like, it came to the point that I could not stare at those characters without feeling grudge and fear down my spine, because I needed to draw them regularly. Like, I was not in a good place, so I needed to stop. So that was very hard. But so seeing Araki just do the, like, yeah, he's not for the story anymore, so I can just move on and make another character. That's really insane.
Yeah, to me, one of Araki's best qualities is his willingness to come up with amazing ideas and then be like, okay, time to put that down and work on something else.
Yeah.
He does that with, story arcs, obviously. Like, every part, there's, like, a whole new cast for the most part. And so many characters just kind of cycle in and out.
Yeah.
But he also does that with characters. There's so many characters that only show up for, like, a single fight or a single episode or two, and then they never come back. And because of that, that's led to a lot of people who have, I've seen people whose favorite JoJo characters are characters with a collective screen time of, 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, because he makes them, and he makes them well. They're not forgettable. But they also never appear again.
Yeah, no, they really leave an impression both in design and personality. And the fact that a lot of them have their own very unique power sets as well really lends itself to how individual they feel.
By the way, you can pronounce my username as either the little V in Spanish. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It seems cool. We're talking about Jojo. We're just a couple of nerds.
Jojo heads.
I'm just reviving my old Jojo brain rot that I had deep within my brain.
Viewer, if you haven't watched Jojo, check it out. It's a great series. I'm genuinely obsessed with it. I have been since I was in high school. Now I'm postgraduate college, so.
Yeah, I also started when I was in high school. I remember when it was part 5 that just started getting animated. And and being released. And one of my friends that I made in high school was like, you need to check out Jojo from the beginning. Do not skip anything. And I was like, okay, I wasn't planning to. Quiero vérmelo, pero no he tenido tiempo. Pues, tómatelo con Coca-Cola, no te lo tienes que ver de una vez.
Yes.
Yeah, I can speak in Spanish because that's my native language.
I like your VTuber a lot, by the way.
Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. This is my little version of me with 2 dots for eyes.
Fun fact, I took Spanish in school, so I can speak it totally fluently.
Oh yeah?
Check this out.
Okay.
Talk to me in Spanish. Check this out.
Hola Derek, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Yo estoy muy bien.
Keep going.
Okay. Pues estoy aquí trabajando en unas cosas para el stream.
No hable español.
¡La puerta!
Lo siento.
That's fine. If you just a little thing, if you want me to just skip and just speak Spanish for a little, like 5 minutes straight and leave Salty completely clueless, donate $5.
$55.
$55.
$1 million.
$1 million. Oh.
How would people donate to you? Through your Ko-Fi?
Yeah, my Ko-Fi. Yeah, just exclamation point coffee on chat, and it should just like it says on the title of the stream. You should be able to go straight up to my page. I have my shop open if you want little trinkets, and yeah, wish I had money now. No worries. Cool. Also, just sharing the stream helps.
Yeah, don't be afraid to share the stream, guys.
Yeah, share it. Tell your friends about it. Tell your mom about it. Tell your cousin that you haven't spoken to about it. That'll be a great opening for a conversation. Also, thank you, Salty DK10, for the follow.
Yeah, no, I for some reason wasn't following, so I fixed that.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know, I'm a horrible person.
That's fine. Some crimes can never be forgiven. So yeah, this basically... I think I'm just gonna leave it right like this and publish it. My overall idea with Joel Arroyo, he's inspired by Joe Arroyo, which was a salsa singer back in the 60s in Colombia. And he made a song that's the name of the stand, Rebellion, which speaks about Black history in South America. And he is an amazing composer, and he basically is considered one of the fathers of the genre of salsa. So it will be, instead of Joel, it will be Joe.
Ooh.
I also made a reference to him in my little Dragon Quest farm project that I do on the side sometimes. He's an NPC for a dancing minigame that I would love for my little project to have. Dragon Quest really needs a rhythm minigame, like in Yakuza.
No, real as hell though.
Like, there's so many fun stuff you can do in Dragon Quest. You can do battle with monsters. You can do you can gamble on it realistically. Give me give me some rhythm games or some karaoke-esque things. That will be so fun, and especially because they do have music-based monsters. Also, Salty, if you ever play Dragon Quest 11, let me know. I will drop everything, and I want to watch you play through it.
Oh, I have been playing through it on my own time, actually.
How's it? How you think?
I dig it a lot. It's definitely a little bit of a commitment, so I can only dip in and dip out, like,
oh, absolutely. Dragon Quest games are so... Oh! Salty Tip, then! I wonder who that was! Thank you so much, Salty, what the fuck?
No problem. I just figured. But yeah, anyway, Dragon Quest.
Anyway, Dragon Quest on my Jojo stream. Because I never cannot talk about Dragon Quest. Yeah, they're a bit of a commitment. Like, I'm currently playing Dragon Quest 9 on my own time as well, and I only got 40 hours, and I'm not even halfway through the game. So yeah, they're a bit of a commitment, but yeah.
Yeah. How did you get into Dragon Quest games?
That was actually I've told this story a couple times on stream, but it was actually because of Penny Snapcube. She started doing the Yakuza Like a Dragon streams and VODs, and I've been following that because I really like Yakuza. And in Yakuza Like a Dragon, Ichiban, the way that they justify why they changed from a brawl, beat 'em all action game like previous games to a turn-by-turn RPG is because Ichiban has a hyperfixation with Dragon Quest. So then in another stream she started to mention that she began playing Dragon Quest 11, which was the latest one at the time. So I was like, I mean, yeah, sure, I can play that because the demo is free. I can just play it on my Switch. I was at University Hall, so I didn't have anything else to do other than when I didn't have any work. So I put the demo on, just watched the cinematic, absolutely thrilled by the visuals and the storytelling just right away, and said, no, I'm gonna be too mad if I only play the demo. I need this right now into my veins. And that's the whole story of how I fell hard.
And which Dragon Quest game was that, you said?
11.
Yeah.
It was 11.
Yeah. 11, you can really get lost in that game.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like, lost, like, in the narrative, you know, like in a good way.
Oh, yeah, you can... Like, it's really immersive in a way, and you can... There are certain plot points, and something really satisfactory about Dragon Quest XI is that even if you read the books, like in other Dragon Quest entries, there will be, this book is not interesting, so you didn't pick it up. In Dragon Quest XI, you pick up the books, and some of them have continuations depending on where you are, and so that was a really good, a refreshing thing, and some like little ambient storytelling as well, so that you don't only rely on the characters. You have to do this because the hero, you are the chosen one, and yada yada yada. You can also learn a lot of things by by picking up, talking to NPCs, and yeah, it's really, really fun.
That's sick. I love that a lot.
But yeah, it is also a commitment. I have over 200 hours on it, but but solely half of that is just me going into the casino and gamble.
Real. I've recently gotten super into Fantasy Life. It's kind of like, if you've never played it before, it's just kind of like a mix between Animal Crossing and Dragon Quest. And a little bit of Dark Souls.
Sounds interesting.
Like the combat is like, it's real-time combat, but like it has Animal Crossing elements. You can pick like different jobs to be for like your classes, and you can swap between them at any time.
Oh,
and
cool.
Each of them have their own level systems, so I've just been grinding out like fisherman and alchemy and my combat stuff separately. I've been trying to get really good at cooking in the game, because you can make there's like a cooking mini game.
Oh,
where,
I love that.
There's a separate level system for and I'm gonna be honest, as I've grown up, I've kind of realized I actually kind of love grinding in games if it's done right.
Yeah, like there's one thing that is, oh, you cannot do this until you're like level like that, and you cannot do anything about it. That just straight up blocks you. And I think that's the thing that I like about Dragon Quest. Like, you can try, and the grinding kind of feels, of course, in the main 2 entrances, of course, it feels a little bit daunting, but just hunting for the little metal slimes becomes a fun thing on its own.
Oh, yeah.
Only Dragon Quest I've played are Builder 1 and 2. Shall I try out some main Dragon Quest on my Magic 3DS? Dragon Quest 8.
Yeah.
Get Dragon Quest 8 on the 3DS right now. That's an order.
Okay, here's the thing. I have Dragon Quest on 3DS. Dragon Quest 8. And I do want to play it at some point. My only issue, and this is so silly, is that the text in the game is slightly blurry. And for some reason that if the text is blurry, I'm completely put off of it.
That's really funny. I don't know. I never really noticed any blurriness. Maybe because I have the Spanish localization, which also, by the way, the Spanish localization team for Dragon Quest, I love them so much. I will die for them. They add so many fun...
Oh, really? They do a really good job?
They do God's work. They add little references to Hispanic history, and they give each individual area an accent based on a Hispanic country. Like, I'm currently playing Dragon Quest 9, and the area that I was right now, they had an Argentinian accent and the way that they talk. And that was so super fun.
Yeah, I in English, for some reason, the English localization of 8, I don't know about other languages, because I think other languages have different dimensions and stuff for their text, but the English localization has, the text is a little bit blurry because it wasn't formatted like pixel perfect on the 3DS, so it's a little bit whack. But yeah,
if you can get through that, you're gonna be fine. It's a good game. It's fun, and it also has some post-game stuff. And also you have, I believe, 7. 7 also went for the 3DS. 7, and of course 9, because I'm playing it. Whereas when 9 actually came for the for the normal DS.
Isn't that Sentinels of the Starry Skies?
Yes.
Yeah. That was actually one of the first Dragon Quest games I ever played.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, I know it's a little bit... Some people don't like it as much as other Dragon Quest games because your character and your party are all... You have to create them.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I liked all of the little arcs and stories of the various areas. I think I remember one of them was about a girl who was actually a doll, but like you needed like the doll's soul or something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that one really like impacted me a lot. There was that one. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's just very, very interesting. I may buy an Elgato to start making content again. You think I could hook it up to my 3DS somehow? Or do I play it by myself and then replay it on an emulator on stream? You may have to do it via emulator. Hooking up capture cards to 3DSs is very difficult, and Elgato doesn't have an option for that. You would have to get a capture card built into your 3DS. This is coming from me, who has one of those. They're kind of a pain in the ass to get nowadays. You have to get them custom built, and it can be a bit pricey compared to an Elgato. I got lucky because when I got my capture card on 3DS, I got it from a vendor that was actually like a month within shutting down, so I got it at a little bit of a discount. I would just suggest emulating it if you can on stream, if you want to play it.
Yeah.
Not that I would encourage emulation or anything like that.
Buy Switch 2 online now.
Yeah, buy Switch 2 online. Can I just say, not to go off about emulation for a second.
That's fine.
Emulation's gotten so fucking cool over the past couple of years.
I haven't done any type of emulation because I'm a pussy. But
what? Because of what?
I'm a pussy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm not gonna get in trouble in my computer.
I'm gonna be so for real. I genuinely don't think anybody cares. The only people that are getting in trouble are people who are hosting sites with the ROMs and stuff like that. Plus, I have backups of all of my stuff anyway. I already own all the stuff I'm emulating, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just a very irk thing for me. Just
understandable.
I am in no like, oh, you're making the big company lose money. Like, absolutely not. I couldn't give less of.
But emulation in general has gotten like, I have such a vested interest into it just because I found out about like emulation handhelds that you can get, like little small trinkets that emulate stuff. I have a keychain that emulates Game Boy Color games. So it's literally like the size of my thumb. And you can play Game Boy Color games.
I can play games like a Tamagotchi. That's so cute, honestly.
Yeah, it is insanely impractical, but I love having it as like a keychain. Plus, I installed I installed the entirety of Jojo onto the keychain, so I can watch Jojo whenever I want at like an extremely small resolution. I've been meaning to make a video seeing if I can compress all of One Piece onto it because I'm pretty sure I can. Because the thing is that to play videos on the keychain, you have to compress them. So like, you know, Game Boy Advance Video.
I have never seen or touched a Game Boy Advance, so.
Well, back in the day, they had cartridges that had like episodes of TV shows on them that you could buy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I heard somebody.
Yes, you did, because it was my mom.
Oh, hello. But I used to have those video cartridges, and the way that it works on my little emulation keychain is very similar, because what you have to do is just like a Game Boy Advance video cartridge, you have to compress the video and shrink it down as much as you can. And that's what I had to do for JoJo. I had to, like, the video footage I have for JoJo took me a little while to, like, you know, get all of it. But once I did, all I had to do was, like, put it through one of my applications on my computer that compresses video down. So it's like 240p, like it's very small. And yeah, no, like, what's it called? I was able to put all of JoJo on it because of that. And it's very small file size, but you can still watch it and it is still viewable and listenable. Like, you can still hear it clear, you can still watch it just fine, you can make out everything. It's just at a lower resolution. So I was thinking about seeing if I could compress all of One Piece or like a really long TV show. I think One Piece would be the best example because, you know, I could also do all the movies.
One Piece will be like the main thing. Like the title being, I compress One Piece to watch in my keychain.
Yeah, that's what I really want to make like a video in my spare time. Maybe even just putting it on like my side channel or something like that, because I think it's just, I love doing little tinker projects like that to see if I can like pull stuff off. But yeah, no, I've gotten really into emulation handhelds for a bit because I really like tinkering with like electronics a lot. Not like opening them up quite yet, but just getting little electric trinkets and like seeing what I can do on them and like what I can put on them and stuff like that.
That's fun. I think also you just reminded me, one of the reasons why I don't emulate is because one of my cousins tried to hack my Nintendo DS. Instead of using their own, they tried it on mine. And they fucked it up. And so my Nintendo became useless. So you will turn it on, then we will immediately turn off. And
well, that's messed up.
Yeah. I still hold a grudge over it because
no, that's valid.
Over my cousin, not emulation. Like, you could have tried that with your own DS, but you...
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like the reason I started getting really interested in emulation and like electronics and stuff was because I was like, people kept telling me that it's so easy to mod your 3DS, and I was like, surely it can't be that easy. And then I did it, and I was like, oh,
it is.
Oh yeah,
easy.
no, it is that easy. Wow, that was really intuitive. Actually, it seems complicated, but if you just follow the steps on like one of the websites, it is really, really simple. The only thing that sucks is that I had a new 3DS, so I had to like open up the back of it and put in and out the SD card and stuff like that. But besides that, it really wasn't that hard. I actually commenter who Hube7. I also just modded my Wii U recently.
Oh.
Yeah, I have the entire Wii U library on there, which feels great.
Also, hello, Hydro Medusa. Thank you for coming by.
The only problem is that my Wii U gamepad, the battery on it is completely like boinked, so I gotta replace it sometime soon because it doesn't charge anymore. It doesn't maintain a charge,
sucks.
which is weird. Which is really weird because it was charging just fine when I was modifying it, but after I finished modifying it, the battery on it just can't take the charge anymore for some reason. So I looked it up. Apparently it's a pretty common thing with like Wii U's at this point, is that sometimes the batteries on the gamepad like fuck up.
So it's basically like a sheer luck if you...
Yeah. It's not because I modded the Wii U. Like, that's not what caused the issue. It's literally just a problem with the Wii U gamepad batteries. Like, sometimes after a while, they get faulty. You can buy replacement ones online, though, so I'm planning on grabbing one of those sometime soon. and then just replacing it, screwing out the back, and just like popping the new one in.
I mean, I feel like the way you're describing it to me as someone who does not do emulation or tries to do like or modifies, because I've seen people modify their Switch to have them like having a wood back or something like that to make it more aesthetically pleasing, and that's just crazy to me because I will never dare to open up my Switch and fuck something up. But it is, I think part of the appeal is that you're building up. It's like Lego at some point.
Yes, it's like adult Legos basically. When it comes to like modern consoles, like for example my Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not opening that one up. I'm not trying to mod it or anything like that. But my older consoles, I'm like, well, they're just getting dust. I'm gonna mod them.
Yeah. In Venezuela, I got my Wii modded for me at the store. Like, they were like, hey, you want to play the games that we have here? They're not original. And I'm like, yeah, but I won't recognize it on my Wii. Nah, watch this. And they just did it. I'm like, cool. So that was a little fun. So I can play pirated games on my Wii. Saying that publicly on the internet.
I mean, nobody cares. It's an old console. What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do?
There's a reason why they go off. There's a reason why like companies go after the people who post ROMs and stuff online and not the people who are modifying their individual things, is because it would be insane if they did that. And there's no real legal precedent for it in most countries, so... I mean, there actually is a legal precedent in most countries.
Yeah, there mostly are precedents in the countries.
Yeah. One of my favorite consoles that I've ever modded was the Steam Deck. That, I think, is probably my favorite console ever. Mostly because it's just like a mini computer, and you can just kind of put whatever on it.
I saw one of my friends play through again Dragon Quest 11 in their Steam Deck, and I was so mesmerized by it. Like,
oh yeah, it rules. That's how I've been playing Dragon Quest 11.
Oh hell yeah!
It rules. It's a great console, and I think it is one of the most intuitive experiences I've ever had tinkering with something, because the creators of it are very welcome to people actively modding it and like doing their own stuff with it. So they make it very easy. I have like a whole emulation thing like built into it, and all I had to do that was just click a couple of buttons, and then it was done. So,
wow, is that easy? You wouldn't steal a car, but if stealing a car was just pushing two buttons, yeah, just push that steal car button that every car has.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, I don't know if you've heard of the website Retro Achievements at all.
No. So sorry. So a lot of like these game things, they're very near to me. Like my first console for myself was the Wii, and that's because of one of my uncles who I hate got me one. But he got me a Wii, so I have. There's that. I was able to play Twilight Princess, so what's the damage?
Oh, Twilight Princess rules.
I want them to have a port for the Switch so bad.
For people in chat who don't know, Retro Achievements is a community-made website. There's no emulation things on the website. There's no like ROMs or anything hosted on the website. It is purely a website that is made to implement achievements into older games. So like the OG Dragon Quest games and stuff like that. And the way that it works is people will go through their favorite retro game and they will create a list of programmable achievements for older games, and basically to you make an account on the website.
Yeah.
And then you take that account information and you plug it into an emulator that you're playing the game on. And then it'll automatically track the achievements like a modern console.
That's cool.
So, for example, right, like the original Dragon Quest games. A lot of older games don't have achievements, especially Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And for example, the original Dragon Quest, I can go on my Retro Achievements account real quick. But I have like various it helps me track various things. It helps me track, stuff like beat a certain amount of enemies, and then there's like little like art. They have custom artwork for each achievement that you get and stuff like that. It's very fun.
Oh, that's cute.
It's very like it's all community built too, which is very cool. I want to see if I can find my. I'm trying to go on my what's it called? My Dragon Quest playthrough, because you can find all of this publicly. Like you can find my Retro Achievements account. It's public. And basically, like, you just play the games and it automatically it'll like automatically be like, oh, you're playing Dragon Quest. Okay, so we'll track your achievements on that automatically.
That's
game
neat.
Titles. Salty. Let me see. How can I find? I really want to see.
But yeah, I feel like also Dragon Quest 3 HD, the remake, got patched not so long ago. I finished it before it got patched because one of the classes that you can play as the Monster Wrangler, it was broken as fuck because you get an ability called Monster Pile, and every single monster, like there's the Monster Arena, of course, so you can recruit monsters that are friendly for you to fight with you. And the Monster Wrangler, what they will do is that with every single monster that you have acquired, they will all attack at the same time the target. So with bosses and like very big enemies, that will be such a broken ability. But they patched it so that it didn't do as much damage. But once you got, like, the way that people will do it is like they will hunt all the monsters and then they will fight all the bosses. I didn't know that. I just knew that that ability saved my ass so many times because all of my party will be dead if I didn't have my Monster Wrangler with a pylon ability.
I also just found my achievement list for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on the SNES. Like, for example, one of the achievements is receive a Puff Puff.
Of course.
Receive a Puff Puff. Obtain your first magic key. Obtain the fairy flute. There's obviously basic ones.
Yeah.
One of the ones, and you can also see the unlock rate of everybody who's played the game, like how rare an achievement is. For example, one of my rarer achievements is to defeat a metal slime. I was able to do that.
Hell yeah. Feels so good when
and they all have like custom artwork for every single achievement. Like they just take like pixel art from the game and they make like a little collage for it. It's very cute. And there's also challenge run achievements where if you take the original game, you can patch it with a file they provide, and then when you load it onto your emulator, it initiates like a challenge run. Like one of the ones that I did was a Mudkip only run of Emerald. Pokemon Emerald. So it's basically just the game is the exact same. There's no changes, except instead of normal achievements for the game, your achievement list when you boot it up is for the challenge run. So you just have to do the challenge run to get the achievements. And I have almost all of the achievements on the Mudkip solo run. except for some of the last ones because they're insane.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it rules.
I love that
y'all think the
sense
Stop
of
Killing
community.
Games initiative will work? Yes, I think it will.
Yeah. And how it's being spread and how, like, even the news, they're talking about it, so... and also I'm European citizen, so I of course I'm signing it.
Yeah. But also, I just have so many games from my childhood that, like, I now have a reason to replay because I can just get, like, fun achievements and stuff like that. Like, I played through Earthbound with achievements, and it ruled. I love Earthbound.
I mean, I played a little bit of Earthbound because you have access to it because of Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
And I can see how charming it is. If I had more time, I will definitely want to play it by myself. But I can tell how fun. I just love RPGs and turn-based things. Well, like,
oh yeah, I've been trying to get into more RPGs because there's just so many amazing ones. But the problem is like a lot of the ones I want to get into are very long, and I'm glad that they're long. Like, I want to get invested, but like it is hard to just pick up and play them sometimes.
Yeah.
You really have to sit down. That's how I feel about Dragon Quest. That's how I feel about Final Fantasy. I really want to get into Final Fantasy VII, but
me too.
It's a bit rough.
I will wish I knew more, like I know those things will be my jam, especially Kingdom Hearts or other stuff like that, but you need so many hours of your day to just play that. And it took me almost 2 years to finish Yakuza 0 by myself, and that's not necessarily an RPG. Hello?
Yeah. Sorry. A friend of mine is telling me that I'm pregnant, which I don't remember getting pregnant.
Well, congratulations.
So I don't remember getting pregnant.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry to hear that.
I feel like I'd know if I was pregnant. But yeah, I love video games so much. Is there a game that you've always wanted to play but you just haven't gotten the chance yet?
Baldur's Gate. I remember when Baldur's Gate came out, I wasn't able to watch clips of it because I was so mad I wasn't able to play it, and I still am.
Oh.
I'm a bit salty about it. I'm a bit Anyway, and also I would love to catch up with Yakuza because that's the thing that got me into Dragon Quest, another franchise that I love. And I would love to check out all the story and all the wacky minigames they have. But it's a long-ass franchise.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. I was playing Dragon Quest 4, the remake on DS, and I had to stop playing it because it required such like specific attention to detail at a certain point in the story, and I just kept forgetting where I was and what I was doing half the time. And I was like, oh man, really wish that there was like some sort of guide online that didn't require me to like read very carefully to know where to go.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about the newer from Dragon Quest 9 onwards. They started to make this last time your adventure was this and this, so like a nice refresher. In Dragon Quest 11 they do that a lot, which was really fun. So if you want to stop for a while and then you want to catch up to it, they just let you. In Dragon Quest 9, they just give you like a summary of what you did last time, but they sort of like want you to go adventuring on the world. then in Dragon Quest 8, of course, you need to talk to the party to sort of get a grasp of what happened. But yeah, before that, I can completely understand feeling lost within the story and where to go. Because sometimes it's obvious because this and that. Yeah, but it's not obvious to me. Like, I went to a specific part in Dragon Quest IX that I wasn't supposed to until you get all the little holy fruits.
Oh yeah.
And you end up in like a dragon legendary land that they don't like outsiders. You just end up there. I went there by boat. And I was like, they won't let me do shit in this town. Well, I guess I'll leave because I didn't know where to go.
Oh my god.
And also you needed, in Dragon Quest IX, all the boat systems in Dragon Quest feel great, but in Dragon Quest IX you almost need to parallel park that shit and press A to see where you can get to the shore. It won't magnetically pull you to. Do you want to go into the land? Yes or no? No, you have to find that by yourself. So that's my only grudge with Dragon Quest IX so far. The boat will be so much fun otherwise. Love the ship in the Dragon Quest 3. Yeah, the ship feels really great in the remake. Obviously, they learned how to make it feel nice to travel around. And also, as someone who played 8 before and then unlocked Ramia, that was such a nice feeling too. Yeah, because some people like when, of course, some of the games are connected. Like for example, Dragon Quest 8 is not necessarily connected in timeline, but they somewhat leave you a hint that it's another world. And because this holy bird that can travel through worlds, like, I'm known here by this name, but in other worlds I'm known by Ramia, which is the name that she got in Dragon Quest 4. Yeah, so that's a neat little thing for people who are longtime fans, and just little wink.
Love that.
Yeah. But there's also things that I hate. For example, in Dragon Quest 11, there is an arc that I just wish it didn't exist.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So please keep me updated.
I will. Currently, I am still obsessed with Fantasy Life, though.
That's completely fair. I still haven't. I bought Ghost Trick and I still haven't played beyond the introduction, but I get the appeal and why so many people love it. I still haven't finished it. I love puzzle games. I don't know. These are charming. Ace Attorney, Professor Layton.
Ooh, Ace Attorney, Professor Layton, what's another one? Fucking,
Garden of
I need to play the Ace Attorney games on stream because I've only played a little bit of them when I was younger, and I really like them, but, yeah.
They're fun, and especially, with the Great Ace Attorney, the one of the latest release, I love historical drama. I love all that, and The Great Ace Attorney is one of the best games of the series by far. But and you can really pick it up right away or after you play the first trilogy if you want.
Ooh.
Because it's sort of like a prequel and it works on its own. It has its own protagonist and its own storyline, but they also have historical things. And they connect, and if people already played all the Ace Attorney games, they have little winks and nudges to stuff that happens in the mainline games. But The Great Ace Attorney is a good, very clean game, and the animations, character designs, and just overall, just fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah, the VTuber broke. It just does that. My neck just breaks.
It happens.
It happens, yeah.
Hey, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, sometimes I break my neck, but I'm okay.
I never knew that you were such a big Dragon Quest fan before. This is just so fun for me to learn. I swear to God that wasn't sarcasm. I literally didn't know. I mean, I literally didn't know. We haven't talked that much, so I was just like, oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan for the last 3 years, and so...
I probably should have known based off of what you sent me before, but, like, yeah.
I also am very shy. I know we've been mutuals for a while, but I also don't want to... Hey, Salty, check this out! I've been doing this, I've been doing that! I don't want to be... annoying because
you're cutting out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Hard to hear you.
Uh-oh. Am I okay? I'm okay?
Yeah,
Hello?
You're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think the thing is mostly because since we talked, I am very embarrassed to get to contact you. Like, hey, Salted, here's what I've done, and I just pray to the gods that if it appears on your TL, then good, and if it doesn't, then well, that sucks. Maybe he will have liked that, but but yeah, I don't want to be pushy or put stuff right in your face.
Yeah.
Right.
No, by all means, I love talking about stuff.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be so annoying.
You're allowed to be. I'm giving you permission.
Hell yeah. But
Cool
yeah,
person.
I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan. Colory was supplying all of my Dragon Quest merch. Yeah, I've been called the CEO of Dragon Quest a couple times by 2 different people. I don't know how to feel about that.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, because of how much I used to... I draw them. I have a fan project about Dragon Quest with my own OCs. I have merch, of course, of Dragon Quest. Currently, I held pre-orders for DQ9 Dragon Quest keychains. My manufacturer just sent me pictures. They look gorgeous. If there are any leftovers, I'll send them to you. I'll send one to you.
Please! Oh my god. That shit rules. God, now you got me in the mood to like play a Dragon Quest game or like grind in one.
Hell yeah.
Did I ever tell you what my first Dragon Quest game I ever played was?
Wasn't it Dragon Quest 9, like you said?
No. That was my first main Dragon Quest game that I played. My first Dragon Quest game overall I should have said like that was my main Dragon Quest game that I played.
Okay.
The first one I ever played was Dragon Quest Monsters Joker for the DS.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fun. You'll absolutely love the remake and how they bring the monster battles and recruitment. They really brought that together. Because they're just little guys. Like, they're monsters that follow the Lord of Darkness and evil, but they're also monsters that are just little guys. Absolutely adore. I also made some Silvando badges for Pride Month. If you didn't know, I don't know if you've reached that part yet, but he literally appears in the intro, and he's the one that blows a kiss to you.
Oh, in 11?
Yeah, in 11.
Yeah, no, I did meet him. He's not on my party yet, but I have met him.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, that's also one of my best sellers, Silvando, and I love him so much.
He seems cool. Silvando seems neat.
And he's also Hispanic inspired.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like he talks about his father as Papi, and I believe it's more towards Spain or the Iber Coast than Latin American Hispanic, but yeah, a lot of things of Silvando are really fun.
Oh, I love that.
Like, even the most old and conservative fans of Dragon Quest love Silvando. Which is...
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Silvando... my boy.
Silvando Dragon Quest.
Silvando Dragon Quest. The Silvando Dragon
The Silvando Dragon Quest, yeah. There's something funny. I've told Alex about this. There's something really funny about saying the name of a character and then immediately just say where they're from without from the franchise. No, Sans Undertale, Silvando Dragon Quest.
Undertale. Sans Undertale is my favorite. Silvando Dragon Quest, Sans Undertale.
Dio Jojo.
Dio Jojo.
Dio Jojo. That'll be such an insult to him. I love it.
Well, at least with Dio, he has a last name. So when I say Dio Brando, people know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But if a character doesn't have a last name, I automatically default to like the series that they're from.
Kiryu Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Oh my God. Majima Yakuza.
Majima Yakuza.
My beautiful wife. Professor Layton, Professor Layton.
Professor Layton, Professor Layton.
Do any of the Dragon Quest XI people have last names? Silvando does, I believe. Because his father is a big deal, so I guess that they did add a last name to him. But it's just funny to say Silvando Dragon Quest. Silvando is called like that because they knew he would be the most people's husbando, and the final name was Sil D Quest, but that felt too bland. Subscribe to You Know Gaming for more gaming facts.
Did you know?
Did you know? But the actual fact about the localization of Silvando is that he was meant to be a trans woman. And in the original, in the 3DS version, I believe she was named something similar. Yeah. Sylvanda was going to be a transgender woman, but yeah, because of some writing choices, they decided to make him just a overly dramatic queer man, which is still really good, but also you can see little nudges to the decision making here and there.
So in the 3DS version, is there like leftover data in the game about that?
I believe so. Yeah,
That's
Sylvia.
Fascinating to me. Is it like in the 3DS version, or is it like just like in the game's code?
No, I believe it was in the Japanese version.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
They just changed it because of some writing choices that might be read wrong, of like, a man pretending to be a woman, haha. And they just prefer to like him just being overly feminine man. Which is okay and get it, like, but also it's just fun it's really fun to see how Dragon Quest fans were so obtuse over the Type A and Type B discourse last year.
Oh yeah, no. So many people were like, nah, you're not gonna grift on this. Fuck you.
And then, literally, Square Enix, we're gonna add a trans woman to our game, but since our writing decisions weren't the best, we're gonna making a gay man.
Oh my god.
Like, and also the 1981, just like I was telling you earlier, the 1989 actually anime, literally a POC hero. They clarify there's of course there's a woman taking a bath, let's go peek on her, and there's someone saying no, that's literally wrong to watch someone without their consent. And I was really surprised, like I was expecting just, this is an old anime, this is gonna be, of course, but no, yeah. They literally called out on that stuff. It's more like woke quest, am I right?
I love that. I love woke quest.
Woke quest is my favorite videos game. By Hoji Jury. Not gonna lie, I know I make fun of it so much in my Twitter. You probably don't know about this, but the yaoi they were cooking in Dragon Quest XI was made with so much care and attention. They were made scientifically to be to be read as yaois, like so badly. Like, come on.
It's making the dragons woke.
They're making the dragons woke.
They're making the frogs gay and the dragons woke.
I was playing my favorite game, Dragon Quest III, and one of my first reactions was that instead of choosing between a female and a male, I was choosing between Type A and Type B. Oh, that's so woke. What will the Hoji Hori and Akira Toriyama say?
And they said, whatever. We just wanted to market our game.
Yeah. One of my, you want to know what my biggest pet peeves in like a lot of video games is when they have gender differences for clothing that you can equip. Like if you play as the quote unquote male character, you can't equip all of like any of the female character outfits and stuff. Because I feel like in a lot of games, a lot of the female characters get like some of the best clothing, and I'm like, but I want that too.
I feel the same with them when I go as the girl, because I want to be a girl. But some like badass weapons are only meant to be worn by the male warriors or some shit like that. I was like, that's unfair.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'm glad that we're kind of starting to get past that at least. Like fantasy life, anybody can wear anything, and there's no like outright gender for characters. You just kind of customize your statue and stuff like that. And I made I made my character in that game like GNC as hell, you know, gender non-conforming. So,
Hell yeah.
they're my hashtag baby girl. Non-gendered baby girl. Just baby girl is a universal term for me.
Yeah. It takes a man to be a baby girl.
Yeah, it takes a real man to be a baby girl.
Had to restart my Pokemon Violet save file because I made it before realizing I was a girl. I couldn't change it mid playthrough. It was making me feel bad. I mean, also bunny suits for men. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's also something about Fantasy Life that I really like, is that you can change your character's appearance at any time, and your name at any time, and it doesn't matter. I wish that more modern games had that option. Because...
You know what game does that? You know what game does that?
Which one?
Dragon Quest 3.
You can do that in Dragon Quest 3?
Yeah, you can change your gender and you can change your name in the... Like, you need to reach a place within the game so that magically, by the god of, like... They called it... Apelidos, which in Latin is name. So you can change your name mid process, just if you feel like it.
Can you change your gender?
Yes.
I'm gonna purposefully play through Dragon Quest 3 as a boy starting out, and then transition halfway through my playthrough.
I made a post a long time ago about how the vibes of Type A and Type B regarding the story feels like the most feminine leaning feels like they're having the greatest adventure of their time, and the most masculine about it seems like they're going through the horrors. Like, that was the impression that I got while playing myself. Like, a girly girl is doing her best, and the boy is going through the horrors.
My god.
But yeah. Oh yeah, also, this is Mikitaka as an alien. This is what he used to wear in Pluto. And I gave him a boyfriend back then.
Base department. Hello.
Hello, it's me.
Base department.
So I'm gonna try to redraw. I believe I also made Mikitaka as an alien. I need to check that. Alien. Eliev. Yeah, here it is.
Hello, Elika. Hello.
Hi, Elika!
Ooh, alien form looks cool as hell. What the hell?
Yeah, and I believe that someone made a cosplay of this, a design that I made, and that was my biggest flex on anybody. That was my paw print and in the Jojo fandom. Somebody made a cosplay of my design.
Oh, that's so cool. I
need to find them.
I love fandom so much.
The JoJo Part 5 fandom was so... I don't know, it felt different. It felt so good. I didn't feel pressure to do anything at all.
I'm hoping that that the Part 7 anime really reinvigorates the fandom again.
I'm also very scared because looks I forgot her name. What was the wife of the mayor?
Of the mayor? Oh, Lucy. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is you're supposed to think that that guy's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like story-wise, you're supposed to think that.
Exactly, but unfortunately, people are not gonna get that and gonna go. Probably.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a bunch of people who spoil people on it because they don't want them to get angry at him. Which, like, I get, but also you're supposed to think that Steven Steele is like a horrible person. You're supposed to think that he's a weirdo that like married a 14-year-old. That's like in the text. You're supposed to think that, and it only gets revealed later that that's like maybe not necessarily what happened.
Exactly. Like,
but people are gonna get really defensive about it and not realize that they're dropping massive spoilers on people, and it's gonna piss me off. I can already tell.
Like, there's so many, and because of historical accuracy, and I respect Araki so much for that, and that's also why I love The Great Ace Attorney. Not just because it's a historical drama of the early 20th century Japan, and of course it's gonna have racism and misogyny, and I appreciate that for them to show that and not shy away from that.
I will say the only thing I'm very mixed on with the Part 7 anime is I'm really hoping that they handle the Native American characters with care, because in the original manga, I do fault Araki for this, but I also understand that like his idea of like Native Americans probably came from like Western movies, which aren't really super great at depicting Native Americans.
Yeah. In his book about manga theory of practice, he goes through like westerns a lot and how they were like a huge inspiration for him. One of his earliest story was a western anime manga. I mean, so
for people who might not know, Part 7 of Jojo takes place in the Wild West, and the anime is currently in production, and there is a very important character in it who happens to be Native American, and that's a pretty big part of his identity. However, the portrayal of Native Americans outside of him in the story is less than glamorous. I mean, even the way that he gets treated in the story is a little bit like, he's a very cool character. It's just there's certain aspects of his story later that I don't think really get handled with a lot of care.
I totally get what you're saying. Like, when the twist happens, I was like, no. Like, I was expecting for any other character but him.
Yeah, the whole twist relating to him is very upsetting, especially because the manga literally opens up with his character, and he's participating in the race for very holistic reasons.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart that he's not able to save like his tribe. Because like he basically just gets simplified to like a villain character, when I feel like he is a lot more than that, and he's also a very interesting character. I'm very mixed on the fact that he doesn't use a horse in the horse race, because on one hand I think it's really fucking cool, but also I think it kind of bleeds into certain stereotypes about Native Americans being very quote unquote simple and not intelligent and like, you know, whatever. But at the same time, I also can see the side of like, he doesn't use a horse in a horse race and he races on foot because he's just very athletic, and he also has devised like a very intelligent running style.
Yeah.
And it is explained like how his running style is like extremely advanced. And I think that to an extent that in and of itself is really cool, because it's like everybody else has to like use horses, but like dude is so smart that he devised a running style that allows him to actually like run alongside horses. And it's also clear that it's not just Araki being like, oh, he's a Native American, he's super buff and stuff, like that sort of stereotype because he's a nature guy. it's very clear that it's only Sandman that does this, because the other Native Americans use horses and stuff like that. It's only Sandman that does this. He's the only one who doesn't use a horse, canonically. But yeah, I'm hoping that they treat the character with care. I really like Sandman a lot, but there are just some aspects where I was like, Araki, it's clear you maybe don't have experience writing for characters like this.
Yeah.
And that just also has to do with the fact that it's where he got his inspiration from. Like, Western movies just didn't have the best representation of Native Americans. And even with that, I still think that his representation is better than others. But I will say, one of the early chapters, some of the depictions of other Native Americans in his tribe are a little bit racist. So I'm really hoping that they fix that and they tone that down.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm hoping so. I have faith in them. The modern anime team, I think, is very open to kind of fixing certain stuff in regards to that. I don't necessarily want to say fixing about Araki's work, but I think even Araki would agree that like some of his stuff has not aged well, and simply because of the fact that he either wasn't aware that what he was doing was a little bit racially insensitive. Like, for example, Smokey's character in part 2.
Yeah.
His design in the manga is rough. In the anime, it's a lot better. In the anime, they completely fixed it up, and like I love Smokey as a character. But yeah, so I'm glad that they fixed that. Because oof, that was a toughie.
Yeah. And Smokey was, when I was just watching the anime, he was one of my favorite characters of that part. I just love a character who is self-aware of the shenanigans going on around them.
Sometimes I kind of think that Smokey is almost a prototype for what Koichi would end up becoming. They're very similar characters.
Yeah, and that...
It also breaks my heart that Smokey isn't even in part 2 that much. For those who don't know in chat, Smokey is a character. Smokey Brown is a young black kid from, I believe, New York. The reason I say he's black is that he is one of the first major black characters in shonen manga, ever. Which is like fucking massive for the time. And in the manga, he wasn't really drawn the best, racial stereotyping. A lot of Japanese people kind of didn't really draw black characters super great for a while. Some of that is on purpose because of racism. Some of that is just because that's how they were socialized growing up. So like they didn't know that it was racially insensitive. There's both sides to it. But Smokey is like such an interesting character because of that, and also his place in the story. And I just wish that he had more of a presence, because I feel like he did add a lot to the story when he was introduced. Because he is basically the audience surrogate character. You're supposed to kind of like see the world through his eyes, and he directly comments on the absurdity of like what's going on in the story a lot. And I think it's really cool that not only was he like one of the first major black characters in manga, like there was a main character, but also that he is meant to be an audience surrogate character, meaning that you view the world through his perspective for a little bit, and you hear his narration. And I think that in terms of representation, that's great, because not only is he a major character, but he's a focal point in the narrative for a while, which is really cool. Like, you can't write him out of the story. Like, he's important.
Exactly.
It's important that he's there. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, no. That's kind of how I feel about Smokey, where like some aspects of him definitely feel like he eventually went on to kind of be put into Koichi as a character in part 4. Because he does fill a very similar role, and he's also kind of a very similar size to Smokey compared to other characters.
He's a small boy.
He's a little bit of a shorty.
A little small bean. Ooh.
Yeah. But like, yeah, as much as I love Araki, I am willing to criticize certain choices that he's made, because
you know, I mean, everybody, you live and you learn. I don't think that he made a lot of these choices maliciously at all. I just think they came from a place of ignorance. And you can tell because, you know, the anime has either tweaked them or he has gone back and he has, you know, done better representation of characters later. I mean, part 6 has like a trans man in it, which I still think about how insane that is to like this day.
Yeah,
it's used as like almost like a one-off bit because like they're in jail and there's like a man in the woman's jail and Jolene's really confused about it, and then they're just like, oh yeah, no, it's he got surgery, and she was like, oh wow, that's fucking cool.
oh, you're trans, that's so cool. And then
that's so cool.
It goes
no,
off.
I love the joke. It makes me sad that the joke got removed from the anime adaptation, but it is so funny in the manga where she's just like staring at him and being like, oh my god, it's the dawn of a new age. Like, holy shit, peak. Hey, since you two are related to art, I got curious. What do you think of character race swaps in fan art?
Oh.
I don't IDC about it, but I've seen people hate it. So yeah, I want to hear your answer. That's okay too. I personally, I think it's great. Only because of the fact that I think that media tends to skew more towards cis white characters.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those things where like here's the thing. I think a lot of people kind of take this argument in a weird direction because they kind of are like, well, then that means that I can take a black character and make them white, right? And it's like, no. You're not doing that for the sake of representation. Nobody takes a black character and makes them white for the sake of representation.
They're doing
because
out
white
of
people
hate.
are represented enough. Like, most characters are white and cis. You're not doing that for representation. You're doing that for rage bait. I have yet to see any sort of like race swaps from any sort of ethnic character to or any sort of race to a white character and have that be totally in earnest. I have never seen that before ever, and I have been around the block many times. I like it because it injects a lot more worldliness to the media that we consume, and I feel like there's just so many people that default their characters to being white and cis, and I feel like the world is a lot more than that, and the people that consume the media are a lot more than that, and people see themselves in these characters regardless of race, of course, but I think that it's cool when they make fan art of characters of a different ethnicity, or they make fan art that more accurately portrays the ethnicity of a character.
Yeah.
My biggest example being Usopp from One Piece. I don't really think he's drawn the best. As much as I love One Piece, I think that Usopp is kind of a big point of contention just because of his lips, and also the fact that he continuously gets whitewashed in every piece of media that he's in, despite being a major black character in like anime and manga. So whenever I see Usopp fan art that portrays his race better and also gets rid of the big fucking donut lips, I cheer. I genuinely cheer.
Yeah, I think that's one of the... It is just like... That is one of the main things why I don't want to watch One Piece. It's not because it has a lot of things, it's because I'm gonna have to watch these characters so much, and it's gonna lurk me so much. I know that some people tolerate that, but if I have to watch him every single episode like that, I don't think I can endure.
That's completely valid. It's one of my major criticisms of it, because otherwise I think One Piece has a couple of blemishes on it. One of them being Usopp's design, and also the way it treats certain characters. Not Araki. Oda is a little bit horny, let's say. And the way he draws characters at a certain point, I'm like, okay, dude, we get it. We know you love boobs. Listen, I like boobs too, but
boobs are great.
It's distracting. I don't come to One Piece for the boobs. I come to One Piece for the relatable stories and the found family dynamic. That's one of the things I like about the live action. Yeah, the live action One Piece did Usopp so much justice, because not only is Usopp like actually a black person in live action, but
he's not stereotyped. He's cool. He's interesting. It's like all of the best aspects of Usopp without the like racy connotations.
Yeah.
Which I definitely struggle with. So like I do recommend people watch the live action because I really think that it not only kind of improves a lot of the early source material, it has some changes that I don't like, but I think it's a really good adaptation. Like, out of all of the live action adaptations I've watched, the live action One Piece adaptation is like masterfully done in a way that you would not expect. The One Piece ends up being an actual One Piece swimsuit that has some big boob girl wearing it, and Luffy has to tear it off with his teeth cannon. God, I hope not. I really doubt that it would be something like that. But yeah, no, I just... One Piece has two issues. Artistically, it is gorgeous. I didn't like the cartoony art style for a while, but when I finally started to kind of sit down and read the manga, I was like, wow, I think this might be better written than Jojo. And artistically in some places, I think it's even maybe more artistically crafted than Jojo is. In some places. I still think Jojo stylistically is like one of my favorite manga that I've ever read. But I will acknowledge that One Piece, there's a certain style about it that like I think has not really been replicated for me in other media. And also, I think that here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You know me. I love Jojo.
Yes.
I love Jojo so much. For the longest time, it was my favorite series ever. However, after catching up on One Piece, I think that One Piece has just better writing than Jojo does. I don't think it's stylistically better than Jojo, but I do think that One Piece has better writing than Jojo does.
Ooh, hot
which
take.
pains me, but I will acknowledge it because, like, basically every criticism I have about Jojo is the inverse with One Piece. To an extent, I think it's super cool that Araki doesn't let concepts overstay their welcome and kind of frequently throws stuff out.
Yeah.
But when it comes to One Piece, it feels like the inverse of Jojo. Whereas Jojo will constantly bring in new ideas and then throw them away immediately the moment that they get stale. One Piece introduces ideas and then they become like staples of the plot going forward, and they get referenced. Like, there's ideas that show up in chapter 1 that get referenced after chapter 1000. Like, that is how like thought out a lot of this plot is. So it's just fascinating to me. Also, stylistically, I think that, you know, I like the style of Jojo more, the art style, but I think the paneling of One Piece, especially in the first half, is like masterfully done. Some of the best paneling that I've seen in a shonen manga in like ages.
Yeah, some pages that I've seen out of context, even when I have no context of the composition, is quite nice.
That's actually one of my big issues that I take with Jojo sometimes, being like somebody who has read a lot of it, is that specifically around part 5 and 6, if you are reading it in black and white, it can be a little bit hard to follow along with some of the action. Because the paneling is a little bit all over the place in certain sequences. I think the art is beautiful. It's just kind of hard to follow some of the action. Meanwhile, with One Piece, I feel like it's very similar to Dragon Ball in that way, where like the choreography is very easy to follow. I will say this, the second half of One Piece is not as good as the first half. Mostly because the story is just as good, if not better, in the second half. But the choreography and the paneling kind of suffers because you can tell that the author is getting older and he just simply does not have the time to like fully think about like every single decision, right?
Yeah.
And that sucks because I think that if he did have the time, he would totally do it. But simply put, he just doesn't have the time. And that is valid. Especially working in a manga weekly for this long and like not taking a break in like ages.
That is
But,
absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, like it's crazy, but you know, Araki even for the longest time until part 6 did not take a break between parts, which blows my mind. Like that's nuts to me.
Like, even me and my friends joke about it. Like, we have this thing going on called Shit Game Friday, where we pull up a game and we voice act with usually a visual novel or whatever. And when they mention something about a balance between work and life, they turn right, Paula, and like, yeah, I know, because I pull all-nighters and I sometimes do not look over my health. Like I completely understand that point, but yeah, even I had to take the decision. Like, I am no big mangaka or anything. I barely some of my stuff is out there, but I had to take a decision to just stop doing something that I put so much time into, because I just couldn't watch it anymore. I just couldn't bear.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It do be rough.
Somebody just said, someone I knew told me to read manga, and he landed me on the bus while we were going on a school trip. It was Food Wars. I saw naked woman and octopus panels apart censored. I didn't pick up manga for a long time after that because I wasn't ready for all that. Understandable. Anybody who recommends you read Food Wars, don't listen to them.
Yeah,
like listen. I'm sure that there's stuff about Food Wars that's like cool. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I remember this YouTuber binging with Babish. Who is famous for doing like cartoon foods in real life, and he made some of Food Wars. And he usually shows a little bit of the clip of the food he's going to show. And I was about to watch that video, and then I saw the clip, and I was like, no, I'm good, actually. I don't want to watch this.
Oh my god. I'm trying to think. What? You know what sucks is that I don't have many suggestions for anime or manga that don't come with some sort of caveat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's something like content warning or something like that you have to make people aware.
Because as much as I love JoJo, it does have a small handful of stuff like that where I have to be like, okay, so this is a bit rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not in a way of like, oh, it's aged poorly. Like, obviously, you know, all media does that. All pieces of art like age differently.
Even things that I love. Like I told you, I absolutely adore Dragon Quest XI, but there is one arc that I just wish didn't exist, and I will not defend for the life of me. But it's unskippable, and you have to go through it, and it was just feeling uncomfortable all the way through. But I love that game. It's one of my favorites. I have some of the characters are so endearing to me. That arc, I could have been good without it, or just a little nitpicky and here and there fixes, and people misunderstand it a lot too.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, for example, JoJo, I feel like everybody knows the gorilla.
Yeah.
That's a hard watch.
It is.
And it sucks because technically it is necessary content to get past for context. But outside of that, there's some stuff in part 7 where I think is a little bit much. I think, and you'll see this when you get to JoJolion. I think that Araki is a incredibly talented writer. I think that a lot of his writing styles are bizarre in and of itself, because the way that he uses themes in his writing alongside like how beautiful his art is like gorgeous sometimes when I'm reading. Like it's amazing. However, part 7 onwards, you may know this, but part 7 onwards, he started publishing his work in Ultra Jump, which is like Shonen Jump, but it's for more mature audiences.
Yes.
And because of that, he could include stuff like nudity and less censored content from part 7 onward. The problem with that is, and this is going to sound like sacrilege, the problem is that I think the censorship actually benefited Araki's work a bit. Because he actually talked in interviews early on about how there was some things that he wrote for previous parts that he needed to kind of censor or not explicitly show. And I felt like that said a lot more than explicitly showing it. Like, for example, the character of Kira Yoshikage in Part 4 Diamond is Unbreakable. For those who may not know, that is a character who is a serial killer.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff that he does on screen that is deplorable. However, there was a lot of stuff off screen that it's implied that he did. We don't see it, but it's implied. And it's never explicitly stated. But in an interview, Araki specifically pointed out that he wanted to have those things in the story, but he was dissuaded by his editor and also for other reasons to not include it. And I think that I'm glad that he didn't, because sometimes what's left unsaid and up to reader interpretation can say a lot more than explicitly seeing heinous acts on screen.
Yeah, Kira
however,
is one of my favorite villains.
I agree. I think he's beautifully written, and like the fact that you don't see everything really does allow your mind to wander to some pretty dark places with him.
Yeah.
And it's very fascinating. Like, he's a wonderfully written character. He's a horrible person, obviously, deplorable, but his writing is incredible. And, you know, especially when you start to know the background of, like, why, like, Araki made a character like that, and the fact that it was during an era in Japan where there were a lot of, like, kind of terrorist attacks and serial killers that were big problems, and he was kind of, like, making a character based off of, like, the average everyday fears of, like, people in Japan. And you can tell that he put a lot of his own personal fears into this character as well. But the problem is that Part 7 onward, he's a lot less uncensored, and he explicitly shows some pretty heinous stuff, like on the page with a lot of these characters. Part 7 specifically has a couple of moments where I kind of think that he went a little bit too far. I still love Part 7, like story-wise, It is a beautiful story, but I think that it would have benefited with a little bit of restraint in covering certain topics. I don't think that those topics should have been not covered. I just think that some of the stuff should have been left maybe up to more interpretation, because seeing explicit things happen in that definitely kind of put me off of it for a little bit. But other than that, like, you know, I think that Araki's storytelling almost kind of benefits from a little bit of restraint. When he puts everything explicitly on page, sometimes it feels like it's a little bit too much. That being said, though, in Part 9, I haven't read too much of it yet, but I have seen that he's portrayed some pretty important things on panel that I feel like he couldn't have gotten away with in Shonen Jump. Like, you know, having a pretty obviously trans character as a part of the main group, and having a pretty queer-friendly message for the most part in Part 9, which I appreciate a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, like, there's definitely some writers where I think they would benefit a little bit from taking leaving things more up to interpretation. I definitely don't want. I don't want to say that I think that they should be censored from what they want to write. However, some things just kind of feel gratuitous for the sake of being gratuitous. Like, sometimes it feels like it's almost just there for shock factor and that there's no meaning behind it. And I'm like, okay.
I think that's mostly the problem with people and censorship, that they do not understand. This is why I always fight for like analogies, metaphors, and so on, because they help also to get across this message. Because, for example, a very talented artist in an era, she was unfortunately sexually assaulted by her own master, and she represented that by painting a passage of the Bible where they were handing in the head of a giant to, like, one local woman was beheading a giant, and she made the giant look somewhat like her professor, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not straight away. It is a little bit more obvious, but also having that story behind it and a little bit more powerful, that even though you did this to me, I am still constructing my art career in the 16th century. So fuck you.
Yeah. I, like, for example, there's some stories like Berserk, for example, that have content like that that's very explicitly portrayed. But at the very least, like with Berserk, I can understand why it's portrayed the way that it is. It is supposed to it does have a meaning behind it. A lot of Berserk storytelling, at least from what I've read so far, has been about healing from massive trauma. And healing from stuff like assault and stuff like that, and I feel like that sort of thing has a place in media. But there are just some things in Part 7 and Part 8 where I'm just like, okay, man, this is obviously just for shock factor and nothing else. It's not really saying anything, and all it seems to be saying to me is that, like, oh, don't do this. This is a heinous thing to do. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know.
I didn't want to watch it in the first place.
I will say, though, one of the things about Part 7 that I will always defend is that Araki made the President of the United States the main antagonist.
Absolutely.
And not only that, they made him into a confirmed, like abuser and, like, other things that I don't want to talk about on stream that are, like, highly illegal. He is a deplorable fucking human being. And I have so much respect for Araki doing that. I don't even know if he was politically motivated to do that or not, or if he just thought it was a cool idea. But the fact that Part 7 will be coming out during the current Trump administration in America is going to be kind of interesting to see people's opinions.
I did not think of that. Like, that will lead to some interesting conversations for sure.
Yeah. So, I gotta say, Part 7, the anime, is coming out at a wonderful time, because I am so curious to see people's reactions to this. I feel like there's definitely going to be a lot of people, maybe politicians and stuff, that might even comment on it, because it'll be very popular when it comes out.
Yeah.
And they might be like, oh, this is obviously a commentary on Donald Trump, and it's like, actually, no, this was made in the 2000s. It's not a commentary on Donald Trump. It's a commentary on the U.S. in total. The fact that you see Donald Trump in this means that you understand that he's a horrible individual.
You understand the problem, but you didn't want to admit it.
Clearly, if you are seeing Donald Trump in President Funny Valentine from Jojo, you understand that he's a bad person, because he's not based on Donald Trump whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
It's basically just going to be... at the end of the day, right, it is going to be... It's one of those things where it is commentating. I think Part 7 commentates a lot on America, and, like,
colonialism and stuff like that in some sections. But it's commentary that is in a piece of media that is way older than people would expect from like a modern anime adaptation. So I think a lot of people are going to see it and think that it's commentating on stuff that's happening right now.
Oh, Jojo
which to an extent it is. Exactly. People are going to say that. People are going to say JoJo's gone woke, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off the entire way. It's exactly like the Dragon Quest thing that we were just talking about, the type A, type B instead of male and female,
Yeah. Like even the anime, I was really surprised how well they were handling, but because the main characters is also POC, and they're indigenous. And they're well drawn. Like, of course, the one of the side characters, Tiara, she has, of course, the little braids that every stereotype of a indigenous woman has, but she is a well-written character in an anime that even people do not really appreciate within the Dragon Quest community, and it's really funny.
Oh yeah. God, you see, I really hate calling people tourists, right? The idea of gatekeeping a series that I love, and saying that, oh no, you don't appreciate it like I do. I think that's silly, because we all experience media differently. We all experience art differently, and we all have our own different experiences. However, when people want to come into a fandom that I'm in, and they want to be like, oh my god, JoJo's gone woke, like this has gone woke, I'm like, no, you're a tourist. You are coming by, you are driving by, and you're being like, ooh, I can grift about this. Ooh, I can grift.
I have a blue check mark on my Twitter. I'm gonna make $7.
Yeah.
It is so frustrating about that.
Insanely frustrating.
But yeah, even I will consider myself by many standards, because the Dragon Quest fandom was so silent for the longest time that I was on Reddit. I usually never go to Reddit for fandom stuff because of obvious reasons, but they were as equally hungry for content as I was, so there was like some kind of understanding. I will post like yaoi of Eric and 11, and they will be like, okay, at least there's something new. That was really funny. But yeah, well, once the Dragon Quest 3 started coming out, there's a certain amount and a certain content creator that I shall not name, who has a very...
I can imagine who it is.
He has really certain opinions on Dragon Quest, and believes that he knows more about the series than the creators themselves.
Question, does the content creator's name start with an A?
Probably.
Okay. I mean, there's also a lot of people that there's also a lot of people online that think that they know Dragon Quest and other series more than their own creators. Like, it baffles me. It baffles me that people complain about stuff that just does not even affect the experience of the game whatsoever. Like, it's just very bizarre.
It is incredible how people can complain about such minor things, or just want to make... I remember one of the other things that made me leave the subreddit of Dragon Quest was when Akira Toriyama passed away, unfortunately. And people were genuinely dumb, asking, now what's the art direction going to do? And I was like, well, there's Bird Studio, that is a complete studio that makes exactly the same art style as Akira Toriyama. So we're not gonna be losing that anytime soon. And to be honest, I will not mind if Dragon Quest went completely wild and just changed the art direction for one game. I will actually love to see that. Like, yeah, Akira Toriyama's style is very iconic for Dragon Quest, but I would love a refresher on what other artists or other art directors will have instead of that. Of course, people will complain, but that will be...
I just think I do know Toriyama's style is very ingrained into Dragon Quest, but I do agree. I think it would be really cool to see a Dragon Quest game that has maybe like a refresh on that on the art style, like maybe kind of starting to move away a little bit from the Toriyama art style and try something new.
Yeah, because
especially in respect to like Toriyama, because like he had a pretty deep hand in the series for a while.
Reading the illustrated book of Akira Toriyama that I have, and seeing that the only reason why he was a character designer, it was because of a misunderstanding between the managers of both the game company and the manga company. It was really funny to me, because that's usually how it happens. So for context, Akira Toriyama was, of course, working with Dragon Ball. He already had assistants and whatnot. Yuji Horii, he was a recent graduate of literature in Japan, but he wanted to make a fantasy-esque game inspired by older RPGs made in America, but that were way too complicated for people to play. You know, those that you will need to type in. Basically programming in order to play the game. So he wanted to make a simplified version of that with a fresh art style for the kids for everyone. So he had the idea and he just wanted something that will catch the eye. So he wanted to actually. He asked the people at. I don't know what the manga company at the time was named, but if they could get one assistant of Toriyama that was currently working to do some character design for monsters and the main characters, but one of the receptionists I guess misinterpreted and the editor as well. So they basically went to Akira Toriyama and said, "Hey, you're gonna make a character design for this guy who recently graduated." And I was like, I mean, can I at least see what the game is about? And he was very, very intimidated because, of course, Dragon Quest is all about classic fantasy and medieval high fantasy. And he was not really very professional in that regard. That's really out of his comfort zone. He's a more sci-fi guy with machines and not. And even in Dragon Quest, you see monsters that are just machines, just because that's the Akira Toriyama touch. But yeah, that was basically the whole reason, and he also had to pull all-nighters to design over 100 monsters that were gonna be in the first game, and it was a huge hit in Japan.
Yeah, it's so fascinating. You probably know the story behind the design of the slime, right?
Not as much. I read a very surface level about that, but I know that Yuji Horii had a very slimy, faceless creature, and Akira Toriyama just decided to have his own take at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it made one of the most iconic mascots in history. I mean, I obsess with them.
Yeah, oh my god. I would be curious to see a Dragon Quest game that's maybe in a different mangaka's art style. I think that could be really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't mind if they kept the monsters the same, because they're so iconic and they go.
Oh yeah.
But just seeing how they will shade, how they will make different types of characters, how they will explore the continents, because Akira Toriyama also made a lot of concept art for the machinery, and in his illustration book he made the concept for the flying boat in Dragon Quest VIII. So that's a very interesting thing, because he...
No, go ahead.
No, that was just an interesting thing to see him very involved, even the most niche things that you will assume it was other person's idea. But he loves machinery so much that he wanted to get a hand at it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Akira Toriyama that I feel like is kind of undervalued is how he used to draw vehicles.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was crazy. I cannot draw like that at all.
Not even me, like, and I do that for a living.
Yeah, like, everybody has their own different styles and the ways that they draw and stuff, but like, have you looked at the manga for the series Sandland at all?
Yes.
I cannot believe dude drew a tank that many times in a row.
He was in love with those machines so much.
Yeah. I think I might be wrong on this, but I think originally Sandland was a manga he wanted to make for a while because he wanted an excuse to just draw a bunch of machines. But then while writing it, he was like, hold on, this might have been a bad idea because I have to redraw this very complicated machine over and over again. So it just ended early.
That will be very believable as an artist myself. That will not surprise me at all. But yeah, Sandlands, I almost had the opportunity to watch it at Annecy, the animation festival, but I didn't get the tickets on time. But I just love how they were able to take the already iconic Akira Toriyama style to another level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just to overly, I gush and I love Akira Toriyama style, of course, because I love everything about Dragon Quest. But I wouldn't mind just a reset of the art style at all. They give some liberty to them.
Hmm.
And sometimes I feel like, oh, you're just talking about that because you have your own Dragon Quest V project. No, literally, if Square Enix allows me to make a Dragon Quest game, of course I will kick my feet and be honored. But that's not the main reason, because I'm using my own style and my own take on characters. But I'm still using Dragon Quest and Akira Toriyama as my inspiration to bring these characters that I make from scratch. I would love to have more time to draw my little sillies.
Yeah, same here. Oh my goodness. I love my little sillies. I don't get to draw them that much.
I know, and I get sad. Like, nobody will know them, and nobody will care about them, but I do. You understand? So this will be Mikitaka Part 6 retake 2025. Just made him a hat like a saucer.
How do you feel about future composing in Dragon Quest, as the main composer has also passed away?
Oh yeah.
I will say this. I love the music in Dragon Quest. That composer, horrible guy.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna be honest. His talents and his composing style will definitely have a big impact on the series going forward. However, I'll say this: the series is better off for maybe not having him as the main composer.
There are many other good composers out there.
Yeah. Credit where credit is due. He has made some tracks that are heavily influential, but that's really it. Most of his best stuff was from early on, and he was also very against the games having actual orchestra music for some fucking reason. He thought that he had a claim to having the orchestra music sold separately, which is insane. That also was one of the reasons why Dragon Quest XI on some consoles had non-orchestra music. It only got orchestra music on certain consoles later because
in the definitive edition, like you can change it to the OG version or to the orchestra version with the Symphonic Orchestra of Tokyo, which is really, really good. But yeah, I heard his version, and to be honest, it feels like I'm drowning. It feels watery in a weird way.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics because it's been a while since I've looked into this. But apparently he was really not a great guy. He was okay with war crimes and stuff like that, so we just push him to the side. Let a new composer pop in. I also think a lot of more modern video game composers understand that orchestral soundtracks are way more normalized now than they were back in the day. I mean, not that they should have ever not been normalized. I don't know why dude was so obsessed with the fact that we needed MIDI soundtrack stuff for Dragon Quest for so long. But yeah.
I really do not know the reasoning behind that. Like, it goes beyond me. I understand Yuji Hoari's reasoning behind why they wanted the remakes of 3, 1 and 2 to be as they are, because that's how a lot of people got to know them, and that's how they get to relive the experience with new specs and much updated what we're able to do with pixel art nowadays. And that's a very good reason to me, and I love of course games that just take what was once a limited something for limitation to something that's is an artistic choice. I appreciate that, but for the other reason, I do not get.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, But anyway, Dragon Quest has been on a pretty good streak for a while, though.
Hopefully we get more stuff in the West, and hopefully they rethink their decision of Dragon Quest X, the MMORPG, not being worldwide released.
Yeah, I'm still shocked about that, but I mean, I guess it's an MMO, so with something like that, it's a little bit different. There is an offline version, but yeah. I definitely, if I could, I would love to get into that with a couple of friends, but playing in English is very difficult to set up.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily super reliable, but I would love to play that.
Me too. That's a complete story, characters, constant updates that we're missing constantly, and it hurts.
Let's see.
Let's see what else we can talk shit about.
Yeah, talks major shit.
Hot takes. Is the extra price worth it for the X version of Clip Studio Paint? Because I only got Pro. Honestly, if you only use Clip Studio for illustration, keep it. Keep it in Pro. I only have the X version because I also use it for animation and for zine making, because it also adds those tools and it's not as limiting as the Pro version. But if you only use it for even for full-on illustrations, they don't have a limit for how many layers you have or for how many DPI you have. Or the aspects of the program don't really change in that regard. You can just keep the Pro version if you do that. But if you're looking into making animation or making or having like a full-on comic and organize them in a way, the X version then is totally worth updating. That's just my opinion, though. That is my opinion. Oh yeah, then if you're gonna use it to animate, then you may be good to upgrade it. Also, auto actions are gonna save your butt in animating in Clip Studio Paint.
Skirsa with the sign of Mikitaka.
Gonna take a sip of water.
Same here. Ooh.
What's wrong?
I'm sniffling.
Oh, sniffling. The sniffling sniffler. Oh, I just reminded myself of a conversation we had earlier. You can also, in Dragon Quest IX, you can change your vocation. Unfortunately, not your looks. So you will have to create another character from scratch for that. Yeah, and it doesn't cost, like, in Dragon Quest 3, it cost gold. In Dragon Quest 9, it doesn't cost anything.
It is so fascinating how, like, so much of what's it called? So much of gameplay that I've seen updated. So much of, like, modern gameplay stuff, modern updated gameplay stuff to make things just more fun has just effectively been just simplifying it, just making it a little bit easier. And, you know, you can still have it be difficult while also having it be easy. So, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like a very hardcore gamer at all. I try to play what's this platformer? I cannot remember for the life of me. Blasphemous, that was it. because I love the art direction and I love Hispanic Christian mythology. But for the life of me, I could not get past the first level because it is meant for you to try and again, and try again. And like, oh, I'm gonna stick with Dragon Quest where I can try again later when I level up a little bit.
At the very least, RPGs are a lot easier for people to get into because it doesn't really necessarily require like super quick reflexes a lot of the time. It's just about like the thought and the planning of it.
Yeah.
They can still be very hard, depending on the game, but also, you know.
Absolutely, I have gotten my ass owned by some monsters in very early Dragon Quest areas, because they expect you to of course learn from your mistake and learn how to use your spells and not just bash it and get the best weapons with the higher attacks. But yeah, that's another beast. I wish I could play Blasphemous, but I don't have the time to get good.
I'm trying to think.
Has Salty ever thought about how there might be someone out there that may sweet DK Dan account someday in the future without even knowing you?
I haven't thought about that, no.
Yeah,
I've seen people make accounts like that, but they know me.
Yeah.
God, I'm so freaking tired today.
Me too, to be honest. There's something about this week that hasn't been as energetic and productive as it should have been for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, things have just been kind of slow.
This is the end of July. Just let it end.
Ooh.
But, and this has nothing to do with what we've talked about, but it's something that came across my mind. I was watching, I watched you play Garden of a Ban.
I am not looking forward to playing the rest of those games, but I know I'm going to.
I am not saying you should play them, but one of the things that came to my mind is that because it is supposedly be puzzle heavy and to get you thinking, but then I imagine a little Professor Layton in my head saying that there's no love in any of these puzzles.
There's no love here.
Where's just like a SpongeBob? There is no love.
There's no love.
Where is the love here? Because I absolutely, and this is no surprise to anyone who knows me, I absolutely adore Professor Layton. I played the whole franchise recently, and yeah, I'm down bad for that 2 dots for eyes Lego man. That is my husband, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's baby girl.
A group of Stans, salty, sour, sweet, spicy, and umami DK dance.
Umami DK dance.
I don't know why umami DK dance is so funny to me.
Real as hell. Man, I may actually switch to my phone for a bit so I can stand up and walk around a bit.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Of course it's okay. I can literally not stop you. I could say, no! Go for your good microphone. Go for a walk.
It just sucks that my office area for recording isn't really that comfy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel the same way. Even though I am just here all the time, it could be comfier. I need a new
But
chair.
I don't want it to be too comfy, you know?
Because then I don't want to leave.
Exactly, you get it.
Like, yes, I don't want my lower back to hurt because I have to work, but I also want to go to my bed and play on my 2DS for a little bit.
Real.
Sleepy DK Dan.
Sleepy DK Dan. That is my name. Don't wear it out. Don't ever wear it out. I swear to God.
If you wear it out, I'll kill you.
Don't wear it out. Don't do it. It's pissing me off.
I am the original Star Wars.
I am the original Starwalker.
I already made a stream where me and Alex were just going on with that, and the pause between the Star Walker gears getting longer and longer.
Longer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Peak.
Yeah, follow man on the internet. Alex is a great guy. And also he pays me. He pays commissions.
Which Alex? Do I know Alex?
Alex man on the internet. He made Undertale the musical, not that one.
Oh, yes. Wait, no, I know that. I know Alex. I know, I'm aware of Alex. I don't think I've talked to Alex.
Very funny guy. And
Seems
also-
like a very cool guy.
Yeah, he's my boss, and the marketing of the channel is that he's an evil overlord. So whenever we're on stream, I just say that, oh, I got out of the art mines, and I'm finally getting some sunlight. So yeah, I'm out of the art mines and getting some sunlight.
Hell yeah. I love being in sunlight. I think it's so cool.
I love to go out and breathe air.
Yeah, same, me too. I also really like breathing air.
My god, we have so much in common.
Yeah, we're basically like the same person, but like not at all.
Yeah. Really looking forward to your future projects. Seems like you're having a good time. I just saw your post.
Yeah.
Your post with, you know, the Superman screen capture, and I was like, good for you. I'm glad you're getting voice work and doing streams that you actually like.
Yeah, that's definitely been the plan for a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the direction of everything.
Very happy DK Dan even.
Yeah, very happy. I'm a very happy guy. Let me see.
It's trying to make Mikitaka alien form, being more fucked up. but also something that will be in a hear me out cake. By the way, I do not get the people that give you shit for having the dragon form for Shrek on your hear me out cake, because I have the dragon from Dragon's Dogma on my own.
You get it. You understand.
Yeah. I mean,
you get me.
He also speaks Latin, and he literally rips your heart out at some point of the game.
Real. We're both so real.
We're both so real.
God. How was your day today? So far?
I mean, it was good. I started doing some constructions around my house, so you might hear some drilling.
We love construction.
Yeah. Fortunately, that's how it has to be, and that's why that's also one of my motivations to do these streams, is so I can get some money, so that the money that is being spent by my parents and my family reconstructing a lot of things will not affect how I'm going to be studying next year. So hopefully, yeah. That was one of my main things. Like, my parents have been really supportive with my careers. Like, you will usually hear, like, from immigrant stories that, yeah, you have to be a doctor, you have to just get a job and that pays the bills. But my parents have been really, really supportive with
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes parents are chill.
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad talking about my parents with some of my friends and I like, no, my parents are okay.
Yeah, my parents are back and forth. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they stink a little, but they find their way eventually. I believe in them.
Yeah, I love my parents so much. Also, my dad is getting surgery. That's also another money factor. That I will wish that I was able to live independently or to get a more stable career. But yeah, commissions and whatnot. Hopefully, getting something out of it. I don't speak to my father. Well, I believe you have good reasons not to.
I mean, yeah, no, I have a bunch of friends that don't really speak to their family anymore. It's a person-to-person thing, sadly.
Yeah, fortunately, some parents did not deserve to be parents.
Yeah.
But we hear you, and if we can make you laugh for a bit, say funny things like la la
and popo
and pee pee.
Pee pee is especially funny.
It means piss in Spanish.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? You guys are
This is
sick.
fucked up.
You guys are sick in the head for speaking Spanish. How dare you?
For speaking Spanish.
Yeah. How dare you know another languages? Yeah, you're funny. It's the first time I see you, Paula, but this every time I see all these videos and streams, I feel better. See? You have a good impact for being a funny internet guy.
Whoa. Insane.
Yeah, like... I know I said this on our first call. You literally helped... Just having your videos in the background helped me through a really rough deadline. So you're doing good even though you did not realize it.
Oh, that makes me very happy to hear, actually. Like, very happy.
Yeah, like just listening you having fun or just going insane with your chat shenanigans. They can brighten someone's day in ways.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, that makes me very happy. It's always good to hear that from other people because it can be a little bit hard for me to rationalize that in my head sometimes.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, do people even like being friends with me? Or do or stuff like that, like self-doubt is a hell of a beast.
Oh yeah, self-doubt sucks. Preaching to the choir. Oh my god.
Is that a Dark Zone theme?
No, it's Donkey Kong.
Oh,
Donkey Kong Country.
never played it. Sorry, I only know.
I mean, I've
Sans
barely played it.
Undertale.
I've barely played Donkey Kong Country. I need to play more of it if I'm being honest.
Whenever like classic games come into a conversation, like, oh, you must have played this game, and I'm like, no, I haven't actually. Like, I'm lucky I was able to play a little bit of Twilight Princess. I didn't finish it when I...
Dang, that's so interesting. I mean, I've actually never beaten Twilight Princess before.
Yeah, I mean, by seeing all of it, I know what happens to like Midna and other characters, but I would love to
Yeah,
experience.
I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled on it as well.
What can you do?
What can you do?
When you look up Midna Twilight Princess, that's one of the first results.
It sure is, ain't it?
It's an old game, it's not a spoiler, yeah, but I mean, I wanted to find it out on my own.
Yeah. Can stink sometimes.
I'm usually the chillest person when it comes to spoilers, like, I mean, whatever, it's just fictional stuff, but when there's certain things that I wish that weren't spoiled, like some stuff from Deltarune, like from day one, people just speed running through chapters 3 and 4 and just posting them nonchalant.
Yeah, I hate that. Kissing me off.
I'm the original.
Star Walker. The original Star Walker.
Bye, City Go Getter. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
I'll show you once we're done with the stream. The little keychains my manufacturers and pictures. I keep it as a
Hell yeah.
surprise, but You can watch.
Yeah.
The privilege of being.
I get to see because I'm cool.
You're cool and you're awesome. Thank you, Coffee Streambot.
And if anyone has the means, like coffee's right there. Help me out.
Yeah. Get some money. Get some money.
Get some money.
Get some money.
I will sure love to get some money so I can pay for my education.
Yes. Yes, sirree. Love me some money.
Yeah, that's when Mr. Krabs always says.
That's not my Mr. Krabs. This is my Mr. Krabs.
This is my Mr. Krabs. Hi, I like money.
That is so him.
I know. And here.
It's like he's here.
Yeah. I will, but I don't have money. You don't have to. I'm just reminding
You don't have
people.
to. If you have money, then donate. If you don't have money, spread the stream around. If you can.
Yeah. And I'm also not like a regular streamer. I'm the Art Stream Atelier series, which is coming to an unknown hiatus. Unless I get a job, or unless something else happens. But I'm definitely going to be in a little hiatus for streaming because this is really out of my comfort zone.
Oh, understandable.
I like, of course, I like to express my opinion and share my work around, but there's the performance and keeping people's attention and being funny is not really my thing, and also time discrepancies between the people who follow me and where I live.
Yeah.
It's also a very big factor.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Your Mr. Krabs impression is so good I can feel him coming inside of me.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I read that not knowing what was coming next.
Jesus Christ. Dear Lord, chat.
Thank you.
No thank you for me. What are you talking about?
Well, this person clearly wants Mr. Krabs to,
Do something.
To do something to them.
I guess so.
Yeah. The joke is sex, and they want their
The
semen.
joke is sex.
The
Who knew?
The joke is sex, and they want their semen. Their crab.
Who knew? Who knew? I had no idea. Whoa.
Whoa, sex jokes! I'm all for like holy jokes. Me, who I literally have a gacha yaoi game in my phone. Anyway. It was reference a meme. No. You're the Mr. Crab Freak.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. You're fine.
Yeah, we're just teasing.
The teasing teasers.
The teasing teasers. Just reminded me of something that my really out of context. It sounds really bad.
Oh my god.
My teacher, my animation teacher at university, he was an Irishman. He was a really nice guy, and I love him. But he will say the most insane shit out of nowhere.
Really? Like what?
Breast milking hamsters.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had an art teacher that accidentally looked up Fairly Odd Parents NSFW on her phone.
Also, one of my teachers was actually... Look, I've seen it all. I don't even care if you put in your references that you follow a porn artist. Like, whatever.
I mean, like... No questions on the Fairly Odd Parents pornography?
No.
Okay. That's it, then. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was looking through the Fairly Odd Parents porn. Yeah. Sure, that's me on a Saturday afternoon.
My god. But yeah, I mean, she was an older woman and she accidentally did it. And I felt so bad for her.
Oh no,
She didn't mean to. She was just trying to look up Fairly Odd Parents references to show us like character design, and she did the mistake of scrolling way too far down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Poor lady. Oh, that's that's Cosmo's penis.
That's Cosmo's penis. Why would they do that?
Why would they draw something so saint and good like the Fairly Odd Parents in such a way? It's not like the creator is a bad person or anything.
Yeah, he's probably never done anything, right? Never.
Yeah, Butch Hartman is known for being one of the best out there. He totally did not rip off people into giving money because he had a Christian awakening. What were we talking about? Jojo, yeah, right.
Yeah, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure.
Jojo's Bizarre Adventures and Cosmo's penis.
And Cosmo's penis. Very important to talk about.
Yeah, this is an old drawing that I just pulled. I was pulling up really old fan arts of Jojo that I had, and I made the Earth, Wind, and Fire redraw with Mikitaka and Rohan. I still really like this fan art, to be honest.
Let me take a look. Hold on, and turn off the screen share for a moment.
It's okay.
Oh, I love that fan art a lot.
Oh wait, I still haven't shown holy. Yeah. I made Holy Joestar's stand as well.
Oh, I love that.
Completely forgot that this was one of the main things that drove me into making this stream.
Man, you gotta love how she really got the stand that kills her.
Yeah.
It's just a stand whose power is to kill you.
Exactly. But I did a redesign of it, and for some reason I got the Mandela effect that she had roses instead of raspberries in the anime as her stunt. So when someone pointed that out, I was like, but I wanted the roses to be look more cool. But no, it was because I completely forgot that she has raspberries.
That is so funny. Oh my god.
So I just tried to play it cool.
I'm dead.
Oh no, Salty Decadang is dead on stream.
That's right, I'm dead.
Yeah, donate $50 if you want Salty Decadang to leave.
Yeah, donate $100 to bring me back to life.
Yeah, don't give exclamation part coffee, but give me $100 and I'll be able to bring him back to life. Hey, it's like that one song. Salty DK dead.
Salty DK dead.
Can't believe Salty died. I'm just gonna color this freak. I forgot the golden labubu. Fuck. And that's because I think high of me and I'm funny and hilarious. But it's because I think high of me because I'm funny and hilarious. Yeah, that art is so funny. This is my peak. It's all going downhill from here. Better take screenshots because I'm gonna do the following. And it's gone. Forever.
Let me see.
I think I'm gonna start to wrap up this stream. I am very tired, and it's.
Oh, me too. Sorry if I wasn't too vocal this stream.
No worries. Also, you had trouble sleeping, so it's completely understandable. Just you being
True,
here,
yeah.
just you being here was such a treat.
I'd love to come back in the future if you'll have me.
That will be such an honor to be able to just contact you and, hey Salty, you wanna do another stream? Maybe of another stuff or just talk.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel,
Oh no, Mr. Salty Decadang is very, very famous in the internet and he will look down upon me.
I do not give a shit.
I know. But that's just me mentally sometimes. Like, Salty's a person, first of all.
I am. I'm quite a person indeed.
And yeah, if you ever wanna just share anything when you're Dragon Questing yourself, please let me know. I would love to gush about it so hard.
Of course.
So
Sure.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone in chat who. You're Salty. Ever think I'll get close to your level of funny internet person?
It's not that hard. It really isn't.
You can do everything you want, Salty Decadang. I mean, if you put your nettle to it, you can pull it off. You just need all you need is to believe in yourself. That's the end of the stream.
All you need to do is believe in yourself, everybody.
Yeah, all you need to do. to get a good night of sleep. Eat your veggies.
Eat your veggies.
Brush your teeth. Drink water. And be cool with your friends. Literally, the only reason why I invited Salty is because, you know, what the hell? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I say, hey, do you want to do this? And he said, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
So yeah, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you to those who followed. Really appreciate that. And hopefully I get to do another stream, maybe by myself, because Salty seems to be a very busy this month.
I'm a busy bee, but I would love to schedule it sometime. That would be great.
Yeah.
We scheduled this in advance in a way that I was able to completely do it.
Yeah, I contacted him way earlier because I also wanted
Yeah.
I also needed to schedule myself and push myself to it. This was also to help myself. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye.
And stream is over? ? Okay.